Look at this. Do you see this? This was the graduation picture I put up here. And then this is from a Thai TV show about The Gifted. It's about students who had special abilities that were put in one class called The Gifted. I was watching it at a time. And then here I have studying is easy because I wanted it to be easy for me. And then 9 P's, 9 passes. We have 9 subjects and I wanted to pass. Here is straight A's, etc. Right? So I had this in my vision. And you know what the funniest thing I was thinking? When I graduated from the School of Law, our gowns, we had a yellow, whatever, sash, just like the picture. And I was like, isn't that interesting? That my picture almost manifested exactly the way I took photos, and it was exactly as the picture. Last time on the channel, then it will actually free you and bring the power back to you, because you'll realize that if other people can do it, you can do it too. That it's not a matter of being dumb or smart. Perhaps it's just a matter of your systems being wrong. You didn't study long enough. Hello, my name is Gloria and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about how I manifested passing the bar exam in one go. This is basically a video on how to manifest good grades and how I did it. You see, for me, passing the bar exam was not about me. Like, I can't say that
I worked so hard that the results I got were all because of me.
Because that is far from the truth. There were so many synchronicities that happened that allowed me to be at my best and to do my best during the exam, and that the results that came about were not just thanks to me, okay? It was like everything was conspiring to make me pass the exam. Everything was working for my favor to allow me to get the best possible grades I could get, to allow me to just pass the bar in one go. So I thought that it would be interesting to share with you what I did and what I didn't do that made me pass my bar exam in one go, how I manifested good grades, and how you can. Because I can tell you right now, I am confident no matter what exam I have, I'm gonna ace it, I'm gonna pass it. It's not
Period.
That's just how confident I got through these practices, right? The first thing I did, and the first thing you're gonna have to do, is stop fearing exams. Don't be afraid of exams and keep a positive mindset. This is because fears are educated into us, and if we wish, can be educated out. This is Carl Menninger. This quote embodies what this point is about, because some people, even before they have reached the exam room, are deathly afraid. They are shaking. They even forget everything that they studied in the exam room. We had people fainting on that exam day and they couldn't even complete their paper. We have people, so anxious that they can't remember half the things they read. This has never been a problem for me, honestly, because I was always of a mindset that my grades do not define who I am.
Period.
I am not my grades. Life is more than exam papers. And that was so deeply embedded into me that even if I knew I bombed this, I got a 1 out of 20, I was not scared. I was never scared. And I think this is a good mindset to have, to detach from the outcome, because you realize that your self-worth does not tie to your grades. Even if something bad happens and you don't get the grades that you wanted, you say, okay, well, it happened, next time I'll do better. Sure, it's good to have nice grades. We want good grades. We want to pass in our exams, but we realize that we'll be fine regardless. Even if you pass or not, you'll be fine. And that will remove majority of the anxiety to do with exams. Because some people go into the exam thinking that this is life and death, and it may feel that way. You may be even pressured by your family, you may be pressured by people, but you have to forget all those things, because the minute you're overthinking about it and having anxiety about it, it's going to affect your performance, it's going to affect your studies, it's going to affect your enjoyment of this education process. It's not supposed to be so hard, and you don't have to make it harder by having anxiety about exam, because after all, it's not the mountain that we need to conquer, it's ourselves. The next thing that you're going to need to do to manifest good grades is you're going to have to believe that everything is working for your greatest good. You need to believe it down to your bones, so that if anything happens, you know it's happening for your greatest good. Dr. Joe Dispenza says it perfectly. In order to change our state of being, we have to change how we think and how we feel. If you believe deep down that everybody is trying to sabotage you in school, you will get exactly what you believe. Because we don't see the world as is, we see the world as we are. So where I am in a lecture room and I believe that all these lecturers are here for my greatest good, that I'm in this class for a purpose, the class I was assigned is the best class for me, the people I'm around are there for my benefit, everything is just working for my greatest good, I'm going to have a completely different experience than someone in the same class who says that everybody's trying to sabotage them. The teacher is sabotaging them, their desk mate is sabotaging them, everybody's sabotaging them. We are in the same class. We believe completely different things. There were so many synchronicities because I always believe things are working for my good. So when I joined school, I decided that I was going to be a different person. Okay, I wasn't going to be the same person who created bad grades and created the same problems I had back in undergraduate. I had already begun the transformation, and I had made small changes, and I was embodying a different me, a me that is going to get 9 P's, which is 9 passes, pass all the papers of the bar. And that began with me sitting in the front. I decided I was going to sit in the front. I was going to be one of those people who sit in the front. I sat in the front, and I sat next to somebody who made me join their study group, and that study group was so beneficial to me. It gave me like so many good friends and also good points, right? During the exam, like things we studied together came in the exam just because I was in that study group. My class had the best lecturers. According to, well, most people, they thought that the combination of lecturers for my class was good. I got morning classes as I wanted. I did not want to be in the afternoon classes, and I happened to be in a morning class. I got teachers who taught so well that the studying I had to do was very minimal in some subjects. There were such good teachers that all I needed to do was attend the class and I'll get the gist of the topic they were teaching. Even when I didn't get good teachers, I got people around me who would clarify on things that I needed to know. So it was like everything was working for my highest good, and I believed that, and it was. So I believe there is something to believing that things work for your highest good, because you start to spot the opportunities. You don't blow off things, your blessings, okay? Somebody that who could come into your life, you're like, no, they're sabotaging me. We attract who we are being. But the energy you're embodying, you're going to attract more of it. And this wasn't even that conscious. I just put it in my mind some days that this is going to be a great experience. And I'm going to pass the exam. And I believed it so deeply that I believed things were just happening to make that belief come true. The next thing you're going to do is make a vision board. I made a vision board, or more like a vision book. Khalil Gibran says that we are not limited by abilities, but by our vision. Without vision, you won't know where to go. Without a clear intention, without clarity of intention, you can go just about anywhere. If I didn't go to school knowing that I wanted to pass the bar in one go, would I have worked towards it? No. So the thing is, you have to have a very clear vision, and I did that with my vision board on vision board. In fact, I have right here. Look at this. Do you see this? This was the graduation picture I put up here, and then this is from a Thai TV show about The Gifted. It's about students who had special abilities that were put in one class called The Gifted. I was looking at a time, and then here I have studying is easy, because I wanted it to be easy for me. And then 9 P's, 9 passes. We have 9 subjects, and I wanted to pass. Here is straight A's, etc. Right? So I had this in my vision. And you know what the funniest thing I was thinking? When I graduated from the School of Law, our gowns, we had a yellow, whatever, sash, just like the picture. Having a vision, putting it down, just activates your reticular activating system. And I don't know how it works, but it works. Having a clear intention is half the battle, okay? If you mix a clear intention with elevated emotions and you take action, it's not a matter of if, it's when your dream is gonna come true. And it is gonna come true. The next thing I did was making affirmations. There's one thing I always affirmed before I studied, and that is whatever I read will come in the exam. Or what is coming in the exam, let me read it. Let me study for it. Because sometimes you can prepare all you want, but the thing you didn't study for comes in the exam. Or the things you studied for don't come in the exam. I did not want to waste my time. I did the right thing. I studied. I put in the work, okay? But I also wanted this favor, this luck. I wanted it to be for the things to just work out in my favor. And guess what they did? An example is my legal writing and drafting paper. In that paper, the first question was drafting a bill. And I was so happy about that question because we were given an assignment for drafting bills. I was one of the 2 or 3 people in the class who did the assignment. I was also in charge of legal writing and drafting, and we studied bills a lot. Like, I would learn the bill, how to draft a bill, so I could teach it to my study mates. And I remember once we were having that group meeting, and only 2 people showed up, but I still had the information in my head. So when that question came, I was like, it was not for nothing that I studied this bill, that I did the assignments. And this affirmation that what I will read will come, it happened so many times that exam. I cannot even say that I read the most. I saw people reading way more than me. But I just happened to have that favor, okay, that luck. I would always find things that I studied for in the exam. And another point was my oral exams. To be honest, I didn't study enough for my oral exams. My goal was just to, because we had presentation marks, like if you look good, you already have 6 marks out of 20. So your presentation and your oratory skills. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going there to get the marks for presentation, and whatever else that will happen, God will help me. But you realize they asked me questions that were so simple to me that even I could answer without the required preparation. I'm not saying you should prepare, but this is how far affirmations can go, how far divine good can happen to you, right? I got some very nice ladies as my orals examiners, as opposed to one of my friends who got a very tough examiner, and he was graded less than his ability. Because I know this because he was part of my group and he was doing a lot of work for us, and he did the group work so well. We got such high grades, so I couldn't understand why they were giving him such low marks in the oral exam. Bad luck, man, bad luck. But that's not enough to deter you. Even if these things happen, just say it's working for your highest good. That bad grade probably motivated him to do better in the final papers, and he ended up passing just like the rest of us, okay? So make positive affirmations about your studies, about your grades. Say that, studying is easy for me. So even when you're studying, you're like, I'm absorbing this information like a sponge. Because if you don't believe something, you're gonna sabotage yourself. For example, if you believe that you're dumb and you're reading and nothing is going in, let me tell you, nothing will go in. Because you already have that mentality of, I can't do this. Have you ever tried to study and like, oh, it's not working? Sometimes it goes down to belief. If you can't believe that you won't do it, you won't even try. If you believe that you can't do it, you won't even try. The last thing I'm going to talk about is practice gratitude and pray. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and gives us a vision for tomorrow. This is by Melody BT. Guys, we have to realize that we are blessed, okay? Gratitude sparks joy in our hearts. So that even that experience, as stressful as it is, studying, dedicating that time to study, and sometimes not even knowing the outcome of what you're gonna get, hearing bad news, oh, this amount of people usually fail the bar exam, you are not qualified, etc. Sometimes it's stressful, but if you're grateful just to have that experience, you have a much more enjoyable life, honestly. Rather than thinking of end goals all the time, I want 9 Ps, I want 9 Ps only, you realize that the journey to getting there is also enjoyable. You can enjoy meeting up with your friends and studying, you can enjoy learning, you can enjoy the experience of school, whatever it is, you can enjoy that experience as well. So that is the importance of gratitude. And here, if you believe in God or whatever you believe in, I always used to pray before exams, okay? First of all, it takes that pressure off of yourself by giving that desire, that stress or whatever to a higher being. You absolve yourself of that very heavy responsibility of determining the outcome. The serenity prayer, God give me the strength to know, to change those things that I can, to accept those things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Or so it goes, something like that. This exam, help me, let everything work in my favor. Ask for help, and then you go do your exam, and then you expect good results, meanwhile detaching from the outcome. And that is it. That is the law of attraction way of manifesting good results. You could go the hard way, the normal way of just study, hope for the best, work hard. But sometimes it's not even about hard work, because what if they brought number one a question some obscure part of the textbook that I ignored and didn't read? I did in my accounting exam, question 3, the optional question, was something I didn't even touch. I was like, I'm not doing cash flow statements, I don't want to deal with it, so I didn't study for it. Thank God it was not a compulsory question. Compulsory question was something so easy, draw some ledgers and do some things here and there. I was perfect, and then people will look at them like, wow, you're so smart. Well, thank God I do have some intellect, but also the universe conspired to make me get my 90s. So I hope you like this video. Bye.